today's do-it-yourself video, I'm going to show you how to uninstall an old ceiling fan and install a new ceiling fan. First thing I recommend you do is to take everything out of the new ceiling fan package. Make sure no light fixtures are broken and everything is in the package that you need to install it. Next, I recommend that you open the directions and read through it thoroughly to make sure that you are not missing any vital information. There are things with this installation that could be dangerous. First thing you do is you find out which breaker goes with the room that you're trying to turn the lights off, and you just flip the breaker switch. And the real test is to see if the lights came off. And once you know that, then it is now safe to start messing with the wires safely to uninstall the old fan and install the new one. Make sure that you have plenty of light in the room that you're going to be working in, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to see. So power is off. You can double check. No light, so it's safe to start uninstalling the fan. Disassembling the old ceiling fan is pretty easy. All the wiring and connection is up in the mounting bracket, and all the wires go through the down rod to the motor housing. So it's going to be really easy, just disconnecting all the similarly colored wires and then just taking it off the mounting bracket. Pay careful attention to what color goes where, because that's what you're going to similarly model when installing the new ceiling fan. When explaining wiring on a ceiling fan, some people may have it differently. I have wiring in my house where there's additional wiring to control light and additional wiring to control the fan. So I have this specific one that I can control them separately. Now, some older homes may have some wiring different to where it's just one source of power going to the ceiling fan, and you have to control the light and ceiling fan from the actual ceiling fan. So keep that in mind. The way mine is wired, you got black to black, you got red to blue, white to white, and ground to ground. Once you got all the wing nuts separated, you might do some untangling, because it's just going to lift off this mounting bracket and come right down. Basically, disassembling the old ceiling fan is over after that. I'm going to switch out the old mounting bracket with the new one. Okay, so I'm going to take this down. Make sure you have a good sturdy ladder that's not too rickety and shaky, because some ceiling fans can be quite heavy and you don't want to fall down and hurt yourself. So you basically just lift the down rod and the whole ceiling fan comes off. Okay, so we got the old mounting bracket down, and you got the white, red, black, and ground wires coming out of the ceiling. So we're just going to install the new mounting bracket and place it evenly across the circle, so when you put the cap on, it hides the wiring bracket and hole there. Okay, next I'm going to loosen the canopy screws off the canopy to get the mounting bracket out, and then put the mounting bracket on the outlet box. The new fan doesn't come with screws that go into the outlet box. I'm going to have to use the ones that were with the old fan. In case you're wondering, there's ground wire connected to the mounting bracket and the down rod. Now you're going to connect these with the ground that comes out of the outlet box in the ceiling. So 3 wires, ceiling, mounting bracket, and down rod are all going to be put together. Yeah, I got the mounting bracket installed on the ceiling mount, the outlet box. Make sure you got it screwed in, the screws good and tight, because you don't want your fan to fall down and hurt somebody or get damaged, or rock and be rickety and make noise. So get it nice and tight. You want your opening for the down rod to be towards where you're going to be putting it on. And it'll make it easier if you ever need to take it down again. Also make the open end facing towards the higher point of the ceiling if you're installing this at an angle. Next, you need to remove the screw and these plastic motor blocks before we install the fan blades. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and slide the down rod through the hole in the canopy cover, because you don't want to forget that one step once you have the down rod already installed on the mounting bracket. Then we're going to remove this pin and put it in the fan motor over here, and slide it back through and tighten these screws right here. We're going to run the wire up through the down rod. Okay, I ran the wire through the down rod. I'm about to screw it in. You notice there's a bunch of excess wiring. I'm going to have to cut that down. That's meant for if you have ceiling fans hanging from tall ceilings with very long down rods, so it gives you enough wiring to make it through like the 1 or 2 foot down rods. Okay, so I slid the pin in, and you can see I got it secure. I screwed the screws in to tighten the down rod. You want to make sure that that's good and tight, because you don't want a wobbly down rod. It'll make your fan wobble and not work right. Okay, I like to give myself about an extra 6 inches of slack. It's better safe than sorry to have extra than not enough. I'm going to cut that there, and then I'm going to strip these wires again. There. And then this one, about the 16 gauge setting it looks like. There we go. Now it's ready to be mounted on the ceiling, and then we can start wiring everything down. In addition, I went ahead and took out all the ceiling fan blade mounting screws before I installed it on the mounting bracket, because it's just easier to take it out when you're standing on the ground instead of a ladder. Most ceiling fans have dual colored blades. For this fan we have auburn or black. We are going with the black facing the ground, so we're going to install the blades on the black side like so, and then we're going to screw it in through the top. Okay, when installing the blades, you want to start with the middle screw. Get it good and tight, and then put your spacers in, and then do the outside screws. Start that. Right here. Probably best to hand tighten, not use a drill. But get them good and tight, because you don't want your fan blades to get loose and start making noise or come loose. Okay, so now I've screwed on the 5 blade arms to the 5 blades. Give yourself about 10 minutes to do that because it takes a little bit of time. So I'm about to mount the down rod on the mounting bracket, and there's a little slit right there, an opening, and there's a little spot on the mounting bracket that slit fits right in so it doesn't turn when the ceiling fan's rotating. Make sure that you get those two aligned. So let's go ahead and mount it up. Okay, so I got the motor mounted. I put the slit together so it doesn't turn. It's lined up well. You might use a flashlight because the green and the blue are very hard to tell when it's dark, so make sure that you have everything wired correctly. So I'm going to get in the fastener and fasten these together, and we'll continue on from there. So I got the white connected to the connector, which is neutral. I got the 2 black connected, which is to the motor. And then I got the red and blue wires connected, which is to the fan light controls. Make sure when you add the connector, you hold them together real firmly and twist as far as you can. And then the final test is you do a slight little tug test, and if the wires don't come out, then you got it good. If it comes out, you got to try it again. So once I have the wires connected, I can install the canopy. Now that we got the wiring done and the most difficult part, we're going to install the blades with the blade screws onto the motor. One thing I will say, when mounting the ceiling fan blades, gravity isn't in your favor. It's a little difficult mounting those tiny screws up there, and if you drop one in the dark room, they tend to be hard to find. I might recommend, if you're able to install the blades before you mount the motor on the ceiling, and it might speed up the process. Okay, once you got all the fan blades attached to the motor, you might go around with a screwdriver and just make sure everything's extra tight. Okay, now we're going to install the light kit, and basically on this model, you're just going to slide. You got a black and a white, and you got these screws that are inside here. We got to undo these screws, and then we're going to attach it up here, and there's a black and a white one. Black and a white one, and it slides right into there. And then the screws go inside the screw holes in the 3 places. Almost done. Okay, I got the light kit on. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I had it to do over again, I would have put the light kit and fan blades on before I mounted the motor at the top, and just put the whole fan up on there. So many drop screws and trying to get the light kit aligned, it was quite a job. Alright, to install the light globe, you're going to have to unscrew these, and then you're going to put the globe in and screw it inside the globe, and then you can add the bulb. Get them good and tight because you don't want them rattling while the fan's on. Okay, so I got the light fixtures in, and as you see, those are screwed inside nice and tight, and we're just going to put the bulb in, and then we'll flip the breaker and turn on the lights, and we'll see what all we've worked so hard for. Okay, I flip the breaker back on, so there should be power to the fan. Now I just got to flip this switch. Now I might have to pull the strings once I flip the switch. I guess we'll find out. Yep. It looks like the ceiling fan's on. Now let's pull the light. So I just got to pull the strings in its full force, and ceiling fan's working. Turn it off, goes off. Everything's rotating correctly. Now I might need to flip the direction switch on the fan. It goes one way in the winter to push cold air down, and one way in the summer to push the heat up. So that's one other thing you need to check and keep in mind. But that's it. That's how you install a basic ceiling fan. Some directions and different brands may vary by a little, but for the most part, that is how you do it on most fans.
Hey class, if you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to this channel. Also, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.